Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. My name is NHM and welcome to the channel. I know I look a bit different to you guys and you probably don't recognize me, but it's still me and we're still going to talk about crypto, and today we're going to talk about a very important strategy that I believe is very underestimated and it's not really talked about. And no, I'm not trying to sell you a course or a trading bot or anything scammy. I'm going to teach you a very realistic way you can make so much money in crypto, and it's almost guaranteed, believe it or not. I can't believe it by me saying it, but it's definitely almost guaranteed. And the strategy I want to talk about actually works in any market, but I talk about it specifically in crypto because, well, crypto makes you the most money out of all markets basically. And guys, please don't forget to subscribe if you're enjoying my content. We're back with 2 videos a week at least, if not 3, and like the video if you enjoy it. Now let's talk about the strategy that I've been telling you about. And no, it's not actually trading with leverage. I know many YouTubers tell you to trade with leverage because that's going to make you a lot of money, and the more money you borrow, the more money you can make. But what they do not tell you is that the more money you borrow, the more money you can lose, and you have a chance of actually losing all your money. So when you invest with your own money, there's no way your money is going to go to zero unless the project you invested in completely disappears. Other than that, you're going to still have something. Let's say Bitcoin goes down to $1,000 right now. You still have a piece of Bitcoin. You still have something. But when you leverage trade, you can get liquidated, meaning you can sell your whole position because you have to pay back the money you borrowed. Also, what they don't tell you is that when you borrow money and when you lose your trades, they make more money. They're basically profiting off of you losing money. But you know, I'm not here to do that. I'm here to look out for you guys, and I'm going to teach you about dollar cost averaging. Now, some of you are familiar with that, some of you are not. What dollar cost averaging means, it's basically buying every 1 week, every 2 weeks, every 1 day, every few days, every 1 month, whatever. You can set the actual time frame you want to buy, and it's as simple as it sounds. I know it doesn't sound as sexy as leveraging. However, I'm going to show you some numbers to show you why dollar cost averaging, also known as DCA, is one of the most, if not the most profitable way you can invest, and you're going to win in the long run. No matter what, you are going to win with dollar cost averaging. I want to show you a website that I saw recently and I really liked it. I liked it so much that I want to share it with you guys. I'm going to show you the numbers and the data which shows the why dollar cost averaging works. I'm going to show it to you with the website called DCA BTC, also known as dollar cost averaging Bitcoin. Now, the beauty of this is it shows you how much money you can make if you invest, let's say $10 every week, if you invest, let's say, for 3 years, and so on. And what it also does, it also compares it to other assets, such as the Dow Jones and gold, if you notice. I'm going to take a look at those right now, but for now, let's not compare it to anything, and let's show you a few numbers. Now, these numbers aren't for you guys to dwell and say, only if I bought $10 worth of Bitcoin. This is actually to motivate you to buy in the future and to show you that, okay, even if you put small amounts of money, what can happen is they can actually eventually become so much more, and a big chunk that actually you can rely on, or maybe you can even quit your job if you decide to do so one day. So let's start by this example. So this example shows if you purchase $10 every week. Now, it's safe to say that I believe almost 90% of people can afford to put $10 every week. I know some people have a tough situation and they can't afford, but if you can only invest what you can afford, I promise guys, even though let's say you invest $5 or $2 every week, it doesn't sound like much, but eventually it's gonna add up. So let me start with the example of $10 every week for 3 years. Let's say you started 3 years ago. 3 years ago meaning 2018. So you either joined at the top of the bull market or maybe when it was going down during the bear market. So if you invested $10 every week and you held on to your Bitcoin, you only bought Bitcoin, $10 every week no matter what. Let's say instead of buying 2 coffees at Starbucks, you decided to buy Bitcoin. And let's say you bought Bitcoin. Right now, the value of these Bitcoins would be $7,684 from just $10 a week. Now, if you save those $10, they would be worth right now $1,570, because here it shows the total invested, here it shows the total value right now. So basically your money increased by $389. By 389%. Now, if this is not mind-blowing enough, what if you started 5 years ago and you accumulated them for 5 years? Then this money would be worth $35,000, $34,500, and at the all-time high when Bitcoin was 64,000, they would have been worth 62,152. Now, what I'm trying to tell you guys is that if you want to start investing right now, dollar cost averaging is the way. You can invest whatever you're comfortable with every week or every day or every month or every 2 weeks, whatever you guys want. There is no one rule fits all. Some people Andre Jik, for example, he's a YouTuber. He dollar cost averages $1,000 every day because he can afford to. Personally, I can't, so I just dollar cost averaged every 2 weeks. I don't remember what the number is, probably around $500 every 2 weeks. And honestly, it eventually added up and it became a pretty decent chunk of money. So that's why I highly recommend you do this. Now let's compare it to other assets such as the Dow Jones and gold. So let me put the logarithmic scale so it's more clear. And if you notice, so the green line is the money you actually put in. Let me remove the green line actually. Okay, so the red line is actually the Dow Jones. So if you invested in the Dow Jones, your money right now would be worth about $3,700. And since you've invested $2,610, the only percent change you made was 42.66%. Now, this is not bad, but it's nothing compared to the 1,200% you could have made in Bitcoin. Now, have you invested in gold? People like gold. For example, Peter Schiff, he says, or Peter Schiff, whatever his name is, he says that Bitcoin is fool's gold or whatever, and he hates Bitcoin. But Bitcoin has proven that it performs way better than gold. And the example is right here. If you have invested this money in gold, your money would be worth right now about $3,534, which is right here, and Bitcoin would have been 34,000. So this is 10x more than if you have invested in gold. So time and time again, Bitcoin shows us that Bitcoin is here to stay and it's outperforming any other asset class in the world, basically. So now let's say you want to bump it up. Let's say you make a bit more money and you decide to put $100 weekly. Let me remove gold again and Dow Jones. Let me keep it as it is. And let me put the total value invested right here. So the green line shows you how much money you've actually invested. I'm going to remove logarithmic. So notice, if you invested for, let's say, just 3 years and accumulated for 3 years, $100 every week. Some people can do it. I promise you guys, it's doable. Now, if you're someone who probably doesn't have that much money, maybe you can get a second job or a side job, a side hustle where this can generate you an extra $100 a week, and maybe don't spend it on going out and eating out, because every time you eat out at a restaurant, you're probably going to pay $30, $40, $50 at least. Cut back on going out and instead invest that money, because your future self is going to thank you like I did. So notice how your money right now would be worth, you would have invested $15,700 if you invested $100 every week for the past 5 years. Now, have you saved them? They would have saved $15,700, and you have to remove inflation. So it would have been, I would say, I don't know, like $13,000 probably, roughly. This is out of my head. So right now, the $100 you put in every week would have turned into $76,840 right now after the Bitcoin crash. And before the crash, it would have been up to 6 figures, $127,000. Now, if that's not insane, I don't know what is. And I don't know, if I didn't convince you to right now stop what you're doing and buy just $5 or $10 worth of Bitcoin, and if I didn't convince you to right now start investing every week or every 2 weeks, whatever money you can, I don't know what will, guys. There's nothing like it. This honestly motivated me to buy more, because in my head, I always said, okay, I don't have enough money to invest, but I do have $10 a week to spend on Bitcoin. So why don't I do that? And I'm going to start doing it right now, as you probably should. Again, this is not financial advice. This is what I'm going to do. And I believe this goes a long way. It's going to benefit me and it's going to benefit you as well. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. Also, if you want access to my trades and what I trade and what I hold, you can click the link below for my Patreon in order to check what I'm trading and how much I'm trading. So that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.